In the enigmatic realm of ancient traditions, a startling revelation has arisen from the Arabian Peninsula, shaking the foundations of faith and challenging historical ideologies. It is in Saudi Arabia, a country deeply rooted in religious history, that we find an astonishing discovery that may reshape our understanding of history. In this exploration, we venture into the heart of Saudi Arabia to unravel an ancient secret that may upend historical conceptions. Saudi Arabia, formerly known as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, is situated in West Asia and is predominantly associated with its Islamic heritage. Mentioning Saudi Arabia typically evokes thoughts of Mecca and Medina, the holiest cities in Islam, rather than Christianity. Nevertheless, recent studies have begun to challenge this perception. Some intriguing claims have emerged, suggesting that Mount Sinai, one of the most significant religious sites in the Abrahamic faiths, may be located in Saudi Arabia. Mount Sinai holds immense importance in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It is a place of reverence, drawing pilgrims from around the world who seek spiritual connections or wish to follow in the footsteps of Moses. For Christians, Mount Sinai foreshadows the heavenly Mount Zion, a place where God dwells in glory with His people. Jesus' Sermon on the Mount relates to His followers, urging them to embody the spirit of the law, not just the literal wording, as if they've touched divinity itself. The Jews hold Mount Sinai as the most sacred location on earth, believing it's where they uniquely encountered God and where humanity is directly connected with the divine, blending spiritual and physical interaction. This aligns with the essence of Judaism, where religion bridges the gap between the divine and everyday existence. The Quran also recognizes the mountain's significance, portraying it as the place where God communicated with Moses and gave him the tablets of the Torah, the sacred scriptures of Islam. These commandments serve as a code of conduct, reflecting God's desires for His people. Moreover, the mountain symbolizes the junction of humanity and divinity, emphasizing the link between God and His people and underscoring obedience and adherence to His commands. Islamic narratives commend Moses for his patience and obedience, guiding him to convey God's message to the Pharaoh and his subjects. The mountain also illustrates God's compassion, as He forgave the Israelites despite their transgressions and bestowed Moses with a fresh set of laws. Across these three faiths, the mountain holds deep significance, but its precise location remains a mystery. With an understanding of the importance of Mount Sinai to the Abrahamic religions, we embark on the quest to uncover its location. The widely accepted belief was that Mount Sinai was located in Egypt, in the southwestern corner of the country. This majestic mountain, revered as the holiest site in Judaism, stands at approximately 2,285 meters above sea level and hosts numerous significant religious landmarks. The precise location of Mount Sinai continues to be a subject of ongoing debate, with no definitive conclusion reached. Throughout history, numerous locations across the Middle East have been proposed as the potential original site of Mount Sinai. Scholars meticulously scrutinize the Bible and other historical texts to uncover hints of the mountain's whereabouts. Among the various proposed locations, one has sparked significant controversy. Philby, a British intelligence officer deeply involved in the Middle East and North Africa during the 1920s and 1930s, documented his journeys and authored insightful books, including The Heart of Arabia and Arabian Highlands. Philby argued that, in comparison to the suggested locations in Egypt and Jordan, Jebel al-Manifa aligned most closely with the biblical description. In 1971, French scholar John Koenig proposed Halobater Volcanic Peak as the probable location of Mount Sinai in Saudi Arabia. He published an article titled Sinaitic Itineraries in Arabian, outlining his arguments about the accuracy of his interpretation of the mountain's whereabouts. Despite the compelling nature of his argument, there is still a more contentious proposal to be examined. So, you may wonder if John Koenig, armed with his comprehensive evidence, doesn't claim the title of most controversial. Then who does? The American researcher Ron Wyatt. Wyatt, too, believed that the mountain was situated in Saudi Arabia, yet he pinpointed a distinct location, the Mountain of Almonds, northwest of Saudi Arabia, near the Jordanian border above the Gulf of Aqaba. Leveraging his claims of uncovering various historical sites like Noah's Ark, Sodom and Gomorrah, the Red Sea crossing, and the Ark of the Covenant. He utilized these discoveries to bolster his assertion regarding the mountain's whereabouts. Wyatt's perspective hinged on his interpretation of Exodus 3:1. He deduced that since Moses tended to Jethro's flocks and Jethro was a priest of Midian, the mountain of God Moses encountered must also be located within the land of Midian. After purportedly discovering the Red Sea crossing site at Nubayba in the Gulf of Aqaba in 1978, Wyatt concluded that the real Mount Sinai must be positioned east of the miraculous Red Sea crossing path, within the boundaries of modern-day western Saudi Arabia. In his assessment, the most probable option was Jebel al-Nour because it presented the highest peak in the entire western Saudi Arabian mountain range. His claim was fortified by his identification of archaeological evidence, a sizable encampment near the mountain, which he believed to be the Israelites' encampment preceding their exodus. Further findings during Wyatt's investigations unveiled a substantial heap of granite rocks around a quarter-mile from the mountain's base, adorned with depictions of bulls, cows, and oxen. Wyatt inferred that this site marked the Great Altar of Israel at the foot of Mount Sinai in Saudi Arabia, possibly corresponding to the one mentioned in the Golden Calf narrative. He extended his interpretations, connecting his discovery of the Red Sea crossing to what he deemed remnants of Pharaoh's chariots on the Red Sea floor, the ash-covered mountaintop symbolizing the fire of God, a massive split rock resembling the effects of powerful water flow, 12 stone pillars beneath the mountain, and additional findings. All these, he believed, were linked to the Israelites' time living in the mountain's vicinity or their exodus. Nevertheless, numerous scholars have contested Wyatt's theory, citing concerns over his methods and evidence. To further deepen the intrigue, there are other astonishing discoveries in Saudi Arabia, one of which is a ritual site used by a prehistoric cult. By the end of this exploration, we'll delve into this ritual site. But did you know that the desert we see today in Saudi Arabia used to be full of lush plants? It might sound unexpected, but before we explore scientific proof, historical evidence supports this idea. The Quran includes verses that describe various natural wonders created by Allah, including the sun, moon, stars, mountains, seas, plants, animals, and humans. Ancient scholars, travelers, and geographers like Herodotus have described the characteristics, portraying it as a land of lush mountains, valleys, rivers, forests, and spices. These insights come from historical accounts and records. Scientifically, we find fossil evidence that offers a glimpse into the past. Fossils, the remains or impressions of organisms, including plants and animals, that once inhabited an area, offer insights into the evolution of life on Earth and the environmental changes over time. Fossils found in Saudi Arabia, including those of elephants, hippos, and crocodiles, paint a picture of a diverse ecosystem. Such creatures indicate a flourishing environment with ample resources. The discovery of seahorse fossils suggests the presence of shallow coastal waters with a variety of marine life. This mosaic of plant fossils underscores the varying phases of vegetation that Saudi Arabia has witnessed throughout its history. Now that we've delved into the fascinating mysteries of Mount Sinai's possible location and Saudi Arabia's ancient ecosystem, what are your thoughts on these discoveries? Do you believe the evidence presented by researchers like Ron Wyatt holds merit, or do you have your own theories about the whereabouts of Mount Sinai? Engage with us by leaving a comment, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification bell for regular updates. Keep watching, stay inspired, and get ready for more exciting discoveries. See you in our next episode.